Here's an easy one. In under $200, out in 2 hits, maybe 3. Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. So here's a screenshot of my last video. It was what I was calling an easier than basic strategy, but not the easiest. And it was presented by Casino Quest. We went through it and played it. I liked it. It went pretty good. I'm not going to play any of it. If you want to see it, it's in my it's in my YouTube channel, and you can find it. It was the last one I put up. Now I did get one comment from a gentleman that goes by Skill and Luck Craps, and he says, "Hey, you might like this strategy," and he gave me a link to it. And I've already replied to him, and I said, "Okay, I just watched it. I'm ready to give it a try," and that's what I'm going to do. So his strategy, I'll just drag this over here. This is his video. It's called "Introducing a New Crap Strategy That Changes the Game." Didn't really give it a name, but I'm calling it something like in for under $200, out in 2 hits, maybe 3. Depends on what you want to do. So I'm going to try to explain it, and then we're going to play it. So you know me, I got to have my cheat sheets here. So this is pretty much how I interpreted what he was trying to do. So you start with an initial setup, an initial buy-in for under $200 by putting inside bets. $45 on the 5 and the 9, $64 on the 6 and 8. You know, I'm going to make this bigger so we can all read it. And here we go. Let's get this so we can read it better. Okay? So $45 on the 5 and the 9, $54 on the 6 and the 8. You add that up, it's $198. Okay? And he doesn't really specify it, but I like to wait until after the point's established before I put any place bets out on the table. Now, any of these numbers you should win $63. That is if you're using place bets. If you buy the 5 and the 9, it might be a little more. But you take that first hit of $63 and you add $3 out of your rack. Okay? And what do you have? You have $66. Now, we've played a lot of strategies that use a $66 inside initial bet. So basically what he's doing here is he's taking the initial $63 plus his $3 and making it look like 66 or 15 inside, tap the 6 and 8 to 18. So take your $45 on the 5, add 15, you now have 60. Take your 18 on the 6 and 8. I'm sorry, take $54 on your 6 and 8, add your 18 with the cap to it, and you get 72. So now you're looking at $60 on the 5 and the 9, $72 on the 6 and 8. So that's your first press after your first hit. Okay? Now you're trying to get your second hit. All of these bets now should pay $84. Okay? If you take your $63 plus your $84, that's $147. You've had to add 3, so it's really $144. You could, right now, after the second hit, you could play 110 inside. So that's why I think he's saying out in 2 hits. Out meaning you're out of the hand. You're now playing with winnings. Your initial bet is back in your rack, and you're playing with, I'm going to say, casino money. You're going to say it's all your money, but you're playing with your winnings. Okay? You now have enough to play with your winnings. However, if you want, you can go for one more hit. So take that $84 that you just won on your second hit, add $4, that looks like 88, and spread that across the inside like this. 20 on the 5 and the 9, 24 on the 6 and 8. Okay, that should equal $88. Now what do you have? You have 80 on the 5 and the 9. You have 96 on the 6 and 8. If you do get a third hit, those will all pay $112. Now, your 112 plus your 84 plus your original 63 minus your $3 minus your $4, you have plenty of winnings that you can now play 160 across, which is kind of what I would like to do. I'd like to get all these numbers covered. Once you get to that point, at 160 across, you can play a collect and press. You can play build a tower on the 6 and 8. You can do whatever you want. You may pull everything down and go back to your initial bet of 198 and start over again. If you get that hot shooter, this will make you some serious money. So now that I've mentioned all that, I will move this out of the way. I will go ahead and bring up Crapsy. Let's go ahead and play at a $500. Let's see, if we're going to go 200, let's go $1,500 table, but hopefully we'll do $198 initial bet, and we won't have to go any deeper. I believe the gentleman on the video said if you're going to play with a $200 initial bet, you might want to take $2,000. But Crapsy will let me take 15. That's what we're going to start with. So let's go ahead and get set up. I'm going to go into turbo mode. I'm going to go in full screen so we can see this. And it looks like I'm cutting off part of the bottom. I think that'll be okay. So first things first, let's roll for a point. Let's get our point established. There's a 7 on the come out. Doesn't hurt us, but it's good to get those 7s out of the way. There's an 8. Okay, the puck's going to move to the 8. Now, let's do our initial setup. And I'm just going to do 25 on the inside, and I'm going to bump the 5 and the 9 up to 45. If you're playing at a table, you might have to explain this to the dealer for the first few times to get him or her understanding what you're trying to do. And let's take the inside 6 and 8 to 54. Okay? $198 right up here. That's your initial setup. 198 on the inside. We're looking for a hit. Let's go ahead and get a roll here. Okay, there's the 5, and like I mentioned earlier, these all pay $63. So at this point, you take your $63, and this is cut off. How can I get that? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just know that I won $63. It says it right there, $63. Take your $63, take $3 out of your rack, make it 66, and you can tell the dealer that you now want to press your inside 15 each for 66. So 15, 18, 18, and 16. It'll look like this. 15, 18, 18, 15. Okay? So you now have 60 on the 5 and the 9, 72 on the 6 and 8. Okay? Those should each pay $84. Let's see if we can get a hit and show that. There's Snake Eyes, doesn't help us. There's a 10. We don't have the 10 yet. Our ultimate goal is to get across all covered. And there's a 7 out. And this is why we take $1,500 to $2,000. So let's start over. Let's go to the next roller, next shooter, and try to establish a point. So we got past the first hit. Okay, there's an 8. Now we move the puck to the 8. Let's go ahead and get our initial setup. 45 on the 5 and 9. 54 on the 6 and 8. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get a hit. There's an 8. Pay 63. Drop $3. Let's go 66. The puck is off. Let's get a point first, and then we will press everything up $15. There's a 6. Okay, puck moves to the 6. Let's press 3 units. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. These should go up to by 18. Okay, so now we have 60 on the 5 and 9, 72 on the 6 and the 8. Let's try to get that second hit. A 10. That's not good yet. We'll get there. Okay, there's the 9. That pays 84. Now, I could regress down and play 110 inside. I now have enough money to do that. But because my first shooter went negative on us, I think I will go ahead and continue my pressing. So I'll go ahead and take my $84 winning, and I will drop another $4 and make it 88 and go 20 across or 20 inside. Okay, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes those to 80. And the 6 and 8 should go up to 96. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we're at our third level. We need one hit here. And this one hit should take us back to positive, and we should regress. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Looking for one hit. And there we go. Okay. The five paid 110, even though my instructions say each of these should pay 110. It's because these are these are place bets. Okay, they pay 112. All right. So anyway, now look, I've got to the third hit. I'm positive, but I'm still not positive enough to what I would consider being out of the hand, because our first shooter lost us $264 on that 7 out. So technically, I should be regressing right here, and I'm going to play the strategy the way it is. I can regress and go back down to my original setup. Let's go 45 on the 5 and 9. Whoops, those are $25 chips. Sorry about that. Let's fix this real quick. Okay. 45 on the 5 and 9. And 54. Okay. We're back to our initial 198. And let's see if we can't get a hit. That's an 11. That's not going to help us. We need an inside number. There's the 5. Okay, there's 63. Drop 3. And let's press up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're now at 60 on the 5 and 9, 72 on the 6 and 8. Okay. If you are confused a little bit, let me just show this real quick. We're back here. We just pressed our first hit, so we're back to 60 on the 5 and 9, 72 on the 6 and 8. Okay. We're looking for one hit here. There's a 4. We're not there yet. We'll get there. There's a 10. There's the 5. There's our hit. We're going to take that winnings, add 4 to it, because I want to get to the last. I want to get to that last where I play across. So I'm going to now go up 4 units, and that should take me to 80 on the 5 and 9. Okay, and 96 on the 6 and 8. If I get one more hit here, I'm going to regress, and I'm going to play 160 across. Let's go ahead and get that hit. There's a 10. There's the 9. Okay, now I'm going to take everything down, and I'm going to go 160 across. We got some VIGs to pay. That's okay. So we're going to pay out 162. But 160 across should be 25 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Cap the 6 and 8 to 30. Now I'm technically out of the hand. I've got $162 in bets with the VIG. I've got $317 extra in my rack. I'm playing with winnings. I'm going to do a collect and press. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what we can do here. So there's an 8. That's 35. I'll collect that. Let's just collect it because you know me, I'm a little more on the conservative side. I will collect the first one and I will press the next, and it's a 7. The 7 loses me the 162 that I have across with the VIGs, but I am still positive $190. So I'm still out of the hand. I can go back to my original setup now. Let's go ahead and get a point. Let's move the puck to the 5, and let's go back to our initial setup, which is, this is the hardest part to remember. 45 on the 5 and 9, 54. So 45 reversed is 54. Okay. So let's just do 25 on the inside. Take the 5 to 45. Take the 9 to 45. And the 6 and 8 to 54. Okay. And we're back at the initial bet. With the point established, we want one hit. There's one hit at 63. We add 3, we make it 66. That was the point. The puck is off. Let's go ahead and get a point. And then we will press 66 inside, which is 15 or 3 units. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 60 on the 5 and 9, 72 on the 6 and 8. One hit, please. Nope, 7 out. Okay. And that did take us back into the red. That's 28 rolls. I try to keep it right around 30 rolls to show the strategy. Obviously, the 7 outs kind of hurt us. We just lost 264 there. Whoops. I'm trying to get to that. I'm trying to show this over here. There we go. 264 we lost, 162 we lost. So when we're losing some big chunks. That's why it's important to get those 2 or 3 hits quick and then regress down. And there's another 264. So we're down 11, not bad. Overall, it's a good strategy. I think I would have to write this down on either on my phone, have a screenshot on my phone, or write it down on a little index card and keep it with me. I would probably go play it at the Bubble Craps first to get a better feel for it. But all in all, it's not a bad strategy at all. So again, this is from Skill and Luck Craps. If you want to see his channel, I think it's just YouTube/Skill and Luck Craps, and it'll take you to his. I'll try to get a link. I'll put it in the first message, first comment, and pin it to the top so you can see it. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Pretty good strategy. Hope everyone's having a great day. We had our first snowfall in Ohio, which I'm okay with. I'm not real pleased with, but I know it's coming. So anyway, hope everyone else is having a great day. And as usual, thanks for watching.